WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. Those shocking words came straight from Angel Reese herself. Now she's threatening something that could change women's basketball forever. The rookie sensation just dropped a bomb that sent Patrick Bet-David into complete shock mode. When PBD confronted her claims with cold, hard numbers, everything fell apart. This controversy exposes the hidden truth about league finances nobody's talking about. The clash between this outspoken rookie and one of business's toughest minds reveals something far deeper about professional sports economics. Angel Reese didn't just complain about her salary, she threw down the gauntlet. In a statement that left basketball fans stunned, she declared that WNBA players might actually sit out games if their financial demands aren't met. "If we don't get paid what we deserve, we sitting out," Reese boldly proclaimed. This isn't just idle talk from some random bench player. We're talking about Angel Reese, the rookie phenom who dominated headlines throughout her college career at LSU. She's barely stepped foot in the league, and she's already threatening a strike. When Patrick Bet-David heard this, he couldn't believe what he was hearing. And honestly, his reaction speaks volumes about the disconnect between player expectations and economic reality in women's professional basketball. So let me read this to you. So they're upset, they want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, "I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills." Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season. She quipped, hating pays them bills, baby, noting I can't read this times that are. Let's break down the financial situation that sparked this controversy. Angel Reese recently revealed her rookie salary, a mere $74,000 per year. To the average person, that might sound like decent money, but Reese quickly pointed out that in major cities where WNBA teams play, it barely covers basic living expenses. "I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all," Reese stated on Instagram Live. "I don't even think they pay one of my bills." What makes her situation particularly frustrating is the stark contrast with her earnings just months earlier. At LSU, Reese commanded an impressive $1.8 million in name, image, and likeness deals with major brands like Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach. She was a marketing powerhouse in college. Now she's locked into a 4-year rookie contract worth just $324,000 total, about $81,000 annually. That's less than 5% of what she made while still in school. No wonder she's frustrated. This financial reality explains Reese's famous catchphrase, "hating pays them bills." The controversy surrounding her personality and her massive social media following bring in more money than her actual basketball contract. Her situation perfectly illustrates the upside-down economics many WNBA players face today. When Patrick Bet-David heard about Angel's strike threat, he was absolutely floored. His immediate reaction cut straight to the heart of the matter. How can players from a league that has never been profitable demand higher salaries? Most businesses that lose money shut down instead of raising wages, Patrick pointed out with his characteristic bluntness. While there's growing frustration over the massive salary gap between WNBA and NBA players, the harsh reality remains: the WNBA simply isn't profitable. The conversation took an eye-opening turn when Adam, one of PBD's colleagues, brought up strike history in professional sports. "WNBA and Angel Reese, do it. I fully support your right to strike," Adam began. "Other sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you. PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history: 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time the World Series was canceled. In 1998, the NBA went on strike to cancel the All-Star Game for the first time. The NFL has gone on strike multiple times: 1982, 1987, 2011. While Adam's history lesson was accurate, PBD quickly identified the critical difference between those leagues and the WNBA. They were actually making money when they went on strike. The WNBA, by contrast, is hemorrhaging cash at an astonishing rate. When you're going to go on strike, Maini pitu NBA te kemi waini piti. What's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? Patrick asked rhetorically. The NFL, how much you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion. Patrick then exposed the harsh financial reality. The WNBA is currently losing $50 million every single year. It's like trying to run a marathon with your shoelaces tied together. They simply can't gain any financial traction. The contrast becomes painfully clear when you compare the leagues. While the NFL generates a mind-blowing $17 billion annually and the NBA and MLB both pull in around $11 billion each, the WNBA barely scrapes together $150, $200 million in revenue. And still manages to lose money. You're operating at a loss every single year. Patrick emphasized. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized. This financial disaster isn't new. The WNBA has been bleeding money consistently since 1997, beats over 2.5 decades of losses. The situation is actually worsening, with losses jumping from $40 million last year to a projected $50 million this year, despite increased attention and attendance. Patrick called the WNBA a zombie company, a business that should have collapsed years ago but somehow continues to shamble along, kept alive only through financial life support from the NBA. Part of the problem is scale. The WNBA operates with just 13 teams, each playing only 40 games per season. Compare that to the NBA's 30 teams playing 82 games each. They're operating at a fraction of the capacity needed for serious revenue generation. What's especially telling is the salary structure. In the NBA, players receive about 50% of league revenue, a fair split that still leaves teams profitable. WNBA players get just 9.3% of revenue. Before you think that's unfair, remember there's barely any revenue to share in the first place. Even with this minimal percentage, teams still can't turn a profit. While the WNBA's financial troubles continue to mount, an unexpected battle has erupted between NBA and WNBA players. The heated exchange between WNBA legend Lisa Leslie and Warrior star Draymond Green completely exposed the underlying tension that's been brewing between these two leagues for years. Lisa Leslie sparked controversy with her suggestion that NBA players could help fund WNBA salaries, saying, "Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino." This comment provoked a strong reaction from Draymond Green. Green fired back with intensity. "It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players." His passionate response highlighted the complex dynamics between the leagues. The NBA players support the WNBA more than we probably support the NBA. Yet amidst these conflicts, an unexpected hero is emerging. The WNBA just experienced a tidal wave of fan support with 2.3 million spectators attending games, a staggering 48% increase from last year. At the center of this attendance explosion stands rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, who has captivated basketball fans nationwide. But here's where things get weird. Instead of embracing Clark as their pathway to financial success, some WNBA veterans appear resistant to her popularity. Patrick Bet-David highlighted this dynamic when he warned, "WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat. This should be a moment when everyone rallies around what's working." But instead we're seeing tension where some WNBA players seem frustrated by Clark's popularity. Meanwhile, they continue advocating for higher salaries despite the league's ongoing financial struggles. Maybe they should play hard but not flagrant foul Caitlin Clark, who can be the face of the league. Patrick suggested. They may not like that she's the face of the league. There may be professional jealousies among players, but maybe a face of the league can help things go and get merchandise, people in seats, and a better TV contract. Patrick pointed out a hilarious but brutal truth. Last year the WNBA lost $40 million and the year before they lost $50 million, so it's some progress that they're making. Then he added sarcastically, "By that logic they're making progress in losses year after year." In classic Patrick fashion, he asked ChatGPT a simple but devastating question: do WNBA players make money even if they don't play? The answer: yes. Why? Because the NBA keeps pouring money into their league just to keep it afloat. And here's the kicker. If WNBA players actually go on strike, the NBA might not even care. In fact, it could be a relief, lifting some financial weight off their shoulders. When asked, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play, ChatGPT responded, "In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that if WNBA games are not played, the league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs." Did you guys understand what happened right there? Patrick asked his panel. If WNBA goes on a strike, the NBA is like awesome. The situation becomes even more complicated when you realize NBA players already support the WNBA financially through the parent organization. This happens just as Caitlin Clark delivers unprecedented visibility to women's basketball. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games. This dramatic attendance increase proves fans are interested in women's basketball when presented with compelling stars. However, attendance alone isn't resolving the financial challenges. Even with more packed arenas than ever, the league's losses continue growing, demonstrating the complexity of this business predicament. Those packed arenas might look impressive on TV, but they're hiding a 25-year financial nightmare nobody wants to talk about. While the WNBA celebrates record-breaking attendance, the business fundamentals remain broken at the core. Tom from Valuetainment delivered the harsh reality check that changes everything about this debate. The NBA views the WNBA as a marketing expense. They're willing to lose money on it for PR and social reasons, not because it's a viable business. The entire league exists as a corporate social responsibility project rather than a self-sustaining sports enterprise. The brutal reality is you can't demand a bigger slice of a pie that doesn't exist. As Tom perfectly explained, until the team makes a profit, money is if there is no revenue, you can't get a percent of anything. It's basic business math that gets lost in emotional arguments about pay equality. But there's a glimmer of hope the league seems determined to ignore. Merchandise sales are up 601% from 2023 to 2025. TV viewership on ESPN jumped 170% to 1.2 million viewers per game. The crowds go wild when Caitlin Clark steps on the court, with fans actually staying until the final buzzer. It makes zero sense. The solution is right there: embrace marketable stars that fans want to watch. Instead, we're seeing established players seemingly trying to drive away the very person bringing new eyes to their game. Tom's advice couldn't be more straightforward: make the league profitable first, then negotiate for bigger pieces. As he said, the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players have done and say, sorry owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. But here's what's keeping team owners up at night. What if players follow through with their strike threat? The NBA might secretly celebrate. They'd finally be off the hook for subsidizing those annual 8-figure losses. A strike doesn't hurt a business already losing money. It actually saves them operating costs. So the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done and say, sorry owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue. And that's why it's worked in other leagues. But step one, there's gotta be profit. Let's connect all the dots here. Remember when we talked about the WNBA's financial struggles? Well, the NBA has been keeping the women's league alive by pumping in $10 to $12 million annually just to keep it afloat. This isn't optional support. It's essential funding the women's league depends on. So what happens if Angel and the players strike? The NBA might actually breathe a sigh of relief. It instantly saved millions they're currently spending to subsidize a league that operates in the red. The real path forward involves Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's vision. Imagine a WNBA that stands on its own, thriving through smart sponsorships and growing media revenue instead of requiring NBA-like support. The league stands at a critical crossroads. Embrace what works, build something sustainable, or risk losing everything. Can the WNBA rewrite its financial playbook before it's too late? Angel Reese's strike threat just backfired spectacularly when Patrick Bet-David exposed the WNBA's financial reality. The league isn't just struggling, it's surviving on NBA life support. Subscribe now for more eye-opening business breakdowns that cut through the noise.